that you have to be flexible. Which champion do you think he can that he can show us his playstyle? I would expect him to be good at things like Visor. I'd expect that to be a good champion for him. He would definitely need to step up his movement to play champions at a high level outside of VQ3. But I would say things like Nyx, Visor should be good. Who else could I clump in there? Something like Eisen Galena he should be alright with too. And if you can get the hang of some of the other abilities, then probably not too bad at something like Ranger either.
Round begins in 3, 2, 1.
Let's start this game, guys. We've got Nykho versus Enesy. Enesy's been an exciting one to watch. He's been getting himself up the points board quite a lot. That LG was actually horrifically good. He was hitting 87% LG, but Nykho's rockets were just bang on. So I'm going to go over to Nykho for a moment. He's looking to heal up. Enesy's actually 5th overall in points. For coming out of nowhere, no one really knowing much about who he is, to getting 5th in points, that is admirable. Enesy is, I'd say, a strong favorite in this game. Oh, I need to turn the music off. Sorry, guys. If Enesy doesn't get 2-0, then I think that Cypher would be getting a fairly easy ride into the finals. But I would expect Enesy to win both maps with at least 5 frags on Nykho, if I'm honest. And I don't want to like smack talk Nykho. I think if he was in better shape, the game would be incredibly different. But you're also jumping into Enesy's LG, and Enesy is really, really, really confident with that weapon. Enesy is from Denmark. And if anyone didn't know, Nykho is from France. I think he's got the yeah, he's got the Danish flag up for him at the top. Nykho's been putting on some good pressure though, to be fair. He's not been playing a bad game at the moment, and it's certainly not easy for Enesy. Nykho is starting to give a little bit more respect to the kind of damage Enesy can do. Because his aim is ludicrous, to be fair. That rocket was almost Enesy's life there. Destroy the totems.com. Oh, I do need to get in touch with Zeus actually and get a totem-based emote. Oh, Nykho jumps in on that. It doesn't do bad damage. Nykho is weak. Oof, I'm very, very surprised that he kept pushing in. He gets the health bubble in time. 18 HP for Enesy. Not much more for Nykho. Both so weak. Enesy misses the rail. Nykho's holding an angle though. And he gets the spam out. He's going to get heavy. Very, very tight game. And Nykho's finally going to start healing up. Enesy's actually got a much better stack right now. But we might even have triple totems in a moment. Ooh, well, we'll be further away from triple totems now as 2 of them have just gone. Should actually make that. I'd like someone else to. And then kind of like in honor of Zoo, you know, I'd appreciate that a lot. Someone's got some good web design skills. Not even good. Like literally any web design skills. Oh, I need to aircon it up a sec. It's getting sweaty in here. Nykho's in trouble. Enesy needs to go in for the kill really, really soon. He needs to make sure he gets mega health. Oh, okay. Nykho's just done insanely. Oh my god, I cannot believe that Nykho got that kill. That is pure insanity. He was vastly outstacked. He had no right getting himself onto the mega health. And he just clutches out literally everything. Don't overdo it now. Make sure you're not railable. He's going to be able to secure the heavy with that. This is a really, really nice string of plays from Nykho. And I think Enesy totally underestimated the amount of damage that Nykho could do there. I don't even know how he did that damage, honestly. Just the stacks just turned entirely. I think he hit rockets, and there's some very, very clutch rails. Massive pog, as Jackie would say. Should be another one for him. Oof, bloody close, though. Where's that HP at? Enesy coming in, but that HP's already been taken. He's going to go down again. He does have a rail, though, so there's going to be a bit of respect from Nykho. He'll be late on the mega health, but you know what? I'll be pretty damn happy with how this has turned out, even. Just a little slow around the corner to punish on any more damage, but even this is fine for Nykho. Like, having some sort of fight at the mega health, being able to restrict the Enesy stack. He'll get himself the light if he doesn't challenge any more on heavy. Oh, maybe not. He's gone through the teleporter. Oh, and a pretty hardcore whiffed rocket at the end. I would have liked him to not go through the teleporter and kind of just hold that angle, see if he can land a rail, then back off because he's got a light armor to take there. Going through the teleporter, he had like no resources. He was forced to either run away or simply hope that Enesy wasn't going to challenge him. And if Enesy kind of had a good idea of Nykho's stack and knew roughly when that light armor was up, and so could tell that Nykho hadn't taken it, it's really, really obvious decision for him to want to push. I say obvious. It's maybe not entirely obvious, but it should be like some big, big clues leading him to that decision. I know where you are, mate. Get out. No! It all went so wrong. Oh, he walked in with such hope. Such high expectations. Look, teacher, I finished my quiz. Here it is. Have I done well? Rip it up and throw it at his mother's face. Even though Nykho died afterwards, he's now still coming back and holding on to lead. Like, Nykho winning this map would be pretty crazy for me, considering... Mostly considering the shape that Nykho's been telling me he's had, and also the shape that we've... the shape we've seen from Enesy. That's not an easy circle jump, so I'll forgive Nykho for that. The sheet, oui. Le sheet. Le sheet of paper. Oh, I love it when French people say that. Oh, that hurts a bit. Enesy, you know what's happened to Enesy? He's just not being clutch. And Nykho's being a super clutch. He's gone full robo clutch. This is GG. This is like entirely GG. I mean, there is time, but there also just isn't at the same time. If Enesy's gonna go for it, though, it will make me happy. I always respect a player never giving up. Okay, hasn't taken... Okay. Don't tell me anything crazy is going to happen. He knows roughly where he is. He's got to just hit your shots. And he's landing them. He's going to get 225s. He's going to have piercing sight up soon. And 2 kills. Doable if he can just basically shit on Nykho with his aim. 1 rail. 1 more would get... Oh my god. There's actually a bloody hope in hell that Enesy can do this. Oh my god. He's going to find him. Oh my god, he's landed a rail. Oh my god, he's landed another. Oh my god, he gets snakes. Holy shit. What the fuck just happened? Ah, god damn it. I don't know whether to be super happy for Enesy or super sad for Nykho. Oh, no. No, don't give it up now. Don't give it up now, Enesy. After all this work, get the hell out of here. Get that sudden death. It's Nykho's favorite scoreline. It's 6-6. How did that happen? How did Nykho allow that to happen? There's no way that should have been allowed to happen. Like, piercing sight only accounted for... maybe 1 or 2 of the, what, 4 or 5 kills that were needed? Was it like, it was 6-1 or 6-2? That's crazy. Oh, he needs to get out. He's available. No! Not like this. Okay, Nykho wins it. Dude, that was close, man. He had like 18-something health there. Brutal. What a comeback from Enesy, but you know what? I'm happy for Nykho that he managed to close it out, because otherwise he'd probably lose his marbles. See, I told you there was no chance. No chance at all. But those clutch rails that he was hitting, like, he only makes that comeback if he landed all the rails that he landed. Like, obviously. But there wasn't really any space for mistakes because Nykho was doing damage to him in return. Totally wild. Totally, totally wild. Yeah, I see, Arca saying, done peaking with 89. I think he was feeling himself a little bit, but yeah, you can't take risks at that stage. You're meant to have calculated risks of some sort, and you know Nykho had been hitting pretty well throughout that game. Yeah, very, very, very surprised by this result, but kind of happy to see these good games. We've got an Anarchy and Ranger. Enesy is going to be on Anarchy. Very curious to see how this goes. Alright, so let's actually have a look at the bracket for a second. I just want to see where things are. Cypher hasn't finished his game yet with Tixer. So there's a chance we could still get him versus Stone, which I really would like to see. But if we don't get that, then we would still be continuing down an interesting bracket because the winner of this match would go versus Inns, and that's also a fun game. But if we go to Cypher versus Stone, I'm pretty sure Cypher will spank him, and then the follow-up game isn't that good. So I'm tempted to wait till we get to the quarter. That would be a quarter. So it would be a semi that we would see Cypher on, and that is the big game really. Like that semi-finals. That's the big boy. Alright, we're on map 2 though. I want to go over to Enesy because I love me some Anarchy. He needs to hit his shots though. He's at 2 of 10 rails. And he's got no more rails left! No. Enesy's playing really carelessly at the moment. Recklessly, carelessly. deadly. Not the normal kind of deadly. That is an interesting description, Mikkel. Oh, I love a rail like that, dude. Is that such a sweet angle? Just like the execution of that angle, it's like this sort of sweeping vertical. Really, really hot. If girls aren't attracted by that, then I don't know what they're attracted by. Like, then you're probably going to tell me something crazy like they're not attracted to handbrake turns. And we all know that they are. Sorry, sexist suit now out the window. Nykho's just rocking this boat hard. Holy crap. I probably make way more Top Gear references than I even realize. I've probably spent about as much time watching Top Gear as I have spent playing, like, Quake. Oh, Nykho is actually getting wrecked right here. Thing is, when Anarchy starts to get some control, especially like full overstack heavy, then you kind of want to watch out. The only thing that Enesy's really got to be careful of is when the orb is up for Nykho, because that's the big thing that can wreck a comeback for him or wreck a game for him if he's trying to make some amends to his previous efforts. He's really got to be super, super stacked. And he's not going to get this heavy, so control is, I want to say shared, but it's just Nykho's at the moment. And he's going to come over towards connector. I think he's going to realize that in a second. And realize that a second too late. Wow, that rail actually hit. That's a really sick rail. Important shot afterwards. Oh my god. I can't believe Nykho was so ready for that angle. I don't dislike what Enesy did right there, but it was very, very sick aim from Nykho to land the rail. What kind of stats are we getting from him? He's hitting 72% rail. I mean, oh, a little mid-air. Okay, okay. 72% rail on an Anarchy is pretty hot. For Clarkson and the gang Top Gear. Oh yeah, no, I don't watch. I've barely watched any Top Gear that wasn't Jeremy Clarkson, James May, and Rich Hammond. Favorite Top Gear special, and not like ooh, Christ, nice, nice. From like the original Top Gear. That's a tough one, man. That's a really tough one. I really loved the Botswana one. That was like their first proper special. I loved the North Pole. Vietnam was obviously great. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'd probably go with Botswana because it was like OG, and I think it really defined them. And it was just super fun and wholesome. I think I've got to say Botswana.
5-minute warning.
Bolivia special was definitely fantastic. I really liked the Bolivia one. I also really liked the one they did in Argentina. I've not seen much Peaky Blinders at all, no. Ay. That's the damage. That's what happens when you can get super stacked as an Anarchy. Even with that orb, it's a threat, but you can still kind of make things work. Oh, that McLaren versus the Bugatti Veyron. Oh, dude, that was good. I haven't seen that in ages, actually, and I normally watch, like, repeats. One thing I really want at some point is just to get, like, a full... I almost want, like, a box set, but I want an entire digital catalog of all old Top Gears, basically before Jeremy Clarkson punches him in the face. Little mini midi there. And Enesy's coming back again. This is what happens with Anarchy. You've got some good control. You've got some good aim. You can do things like this. 3 in a row. There's the 6 to 7. Beautiful work there from Enesy. Hoping he doesn't have to be clutch, but he's ready with that rail if he needs to be. Yeah, the Patagonia one. That's right, Toaster. And there's a 7 to 7, man. It's happened. This timing is really, really off. I think from both players. It's like both players made a 10-second mistime or something. That was weird. Which one's the violently homophobic Americans? Or which episode is that? Dude, his rail is just like gone full smooth. This hurts though. Oh, some of the American specials are actually a lot of fun. Oh, are you talking about like their first proper American special? Because that one was also brilliant. I would actually consider putting that as one of my favorites, but it didn't come to mind immediately, so I don't think that's fair at the same time. Oh man, he's clutching these rails again! What is going on? Sorry, I've been talking way too much about Top Gear and not enough about this game. I laid out the foundations of what this game could be. And Nykho's has simply not been hitting as much as he was earlier on. It's like his aim peaked too soon. I say he's still hitting 60% rail. But Enesy's really starting to land his shots also. He's hitting lower percent accuracy, but he's been hitting more rails. His LG is also close to 50%. Oh, the source of the river now. Yeah, I like that. I like the cars a lot that they brought on that. All the estate cars. And I love it when they sort of mod their cars too. Was it the one in Burma they had? Really enjoyed the Burma one. The one that were right next to, yeah. I figured that one. That one was brilliant. I feel like that's what got a lot of the older generation people really into what Top Gear were doing. So I remember I started watching it with like friends' parents and stuff at that point, and they thought it was amazing. This is going to be another kill, I think. Oh my god, maybe not. Nykho had a chance to come back. I think he'll find another chance at some point. But that was a really, really big effort. And I think Enesy got incredibly surprised by that orb. Oh, Enesy, dude. You got close range rail. If he dies here, he deserves it. You deserve to get punished by score for firing close range rails. I think he's like, I suspect something's going on over here. Oh, Nykho can't get out of here. This looks like it's going to be GG. These guys are having a pretty insane series at the moment. The toy boater, or the amphibious vehicle. What's the new show called? It's Grand Tour. So like season 3 is pretty good at that. They do a couple of really good episodes. They do another one in South America. They do one in Colombia, which is brilliant, and they also do this Mongolian one. The one they do in Mongolia is possibly one of the favorite shows from them I've seen of all time. Really, really, really enjoyed the Mongolia one. That actually felt like some OG Top Gear. Yeah, and season 4 will be all special, so I'm really excited for that. But they're getting sort of progressively, like, more and more, I don't know, like, old-fashioned. I mean, they've always been old-fashioned. They've always had, like, strong views, because that's always been part of their characters. But maybe I've become more opinionated about the things that they're quite opinionated about already. But I also, like, some of them are just bastards. And that's partially why they're fun to watch. Wait, we're going to map 3, by the way. But, you know, I actually learned a lot from watching them. It was very useful seeing kind of how they behave with each other in terms of how the function, or how the flow of a show works. It was quite insightful. I'm disappointed with the reports about season. I've heard nothing about season 4. I know nothing. Yo, Shining, what's up, man? So, why is everyone aiming for their legs of algae? Well, I don't know if it has that much of an effect anymore. I might be wrong because I know that torso hitboxes got changed. But, because the cylinders on the legs are quite fat, it can sometimes be actually easier to hit at the legs. So that's why people have aimed at them, because the hitbox seems to be more, I think reliable is the wrong word, but just slightly wider. Just slightly wider. Guys, we're moving into another map here. Interesting champions. We've got BJ on Blood Covenant going versus Doom. Doom definitely favorited here, but you can suddenly get those crazy damage outputs from a BJ. And someone who's a hard hitter like Enesy, it could be kind of scary for Nykho. The impression is that Clarkson's the only semi-bastard there. I'd say Clarkson is pretty much like a straight-up bastard. I think that Richard Hammond is a semi-bastard, and I think that James May is like a legit awesome person. I mean, I still like love the guys and I love watching their shows, but definitely like some questionable things that Clarkson has done. So I've got some claims to fame though with Top Gear. So does anyone remember the episode? It was between James May and I swear to God, after I've talked about this, I will start casting again. All right, so don't hate me for a few moments. Does anyone remember the episode that James May and Jeremy Clarkson did, where they were driving their old, like, I think one of them had a... It was a Rolls Royce, and the other one had an... I think it was Jeremy Clarkson had the old Mercedes, which is like the dictator vehicle. And I think the Rolls Royce that James May had was like this sort of maroon kind of color or something like that. I overtook James May, who was driving that vehicle, coming out of London on the M40. True story. I also, when I was 18 or 19, I think 18, I delivered Indian takeaway to Richard Hammond's house twice. Also true story. He lives in Western Under Penyard by Ross on Y. And I haven't met Jeremy Clarkson, but I hope if I ever do, it's like I accidentally punch him in the face or something, but I think that'd be a brilliant way to like have the trio of them somehow. Property I mean, unlikely. Copy's nasty. It's real talk now. Cast the goddamn game zoo. Okay, yeah, I did promise. And these guys are actually pretty damn close on stacking that fight. Enesy survives with barely any health. He's 4-2. Nykho's got an LG and a hope, and he's got a mega health coming up shortly. This is really risky for Enesy to be here, but Jesus Christ, he lands everything. He lands basically a direct rocket and the follow vertical rail. I felt like Nykho was a little bit safer than maybe he was. Maybe if he just went up the bounce pad, he would have got LG'd a bit, but he probably could have ledge grabbed and got himself the mega health. I felt like he just stood there waiting for the dual wheel to go, and then he just kind of got out the big guns. He's continuing to get them out because he's landing everything. That LG getting scurry now. That you talk about your life because your casting is oh my god, Garpy. Are you playing on Sunday? Are you playing at all on Sunday, Garpy? Just let me know. Does anyone check a quick schedule? Oh, cause I'm casting on Sunday, Garpy. I am going to trying to think of a diplomatic way to put it. Gonna metaphorically dump all over you, okay? That's as polite as I can be. I'm gonna say like some terrible things, Garpy. I'm gonna say things like, "You're going to win," because I'm gonna be cursing you, obviously. And I'm gonna just say some like really, really supportive things, and then you're gonna just, blam, get blasted by some Ukrainian rail. The players only get turned out, get bashed in the lead. Aww, feels bad. Whoo! Enesy, I mean, as soon as I started casting, Enesy just basically been slapping Nykho around. He just started hitting everything.
5-minute warning.
I feel like Enesy... The thing is, when Enesy's not really hitting that hard, he loses his effect quite a lot. So I still think he makes the plays as if he's about to, and he doesn't really cater for, like, this is my I'm shit at aim style of game. He always plays the my aim's brilliant game, and whether his aim's brilliant or not. Yeah, just get out. That's a good idea. Even go through the teleporter is probably a little bit of a sketchy idea. Oh, that rail was nice. Stacks fairly equal. Nykho's just going in for the push. Oh, but he gets followed up. If he actually cracked on with the LG, if he had the ammunition, he might have got the kill before that rocket could have even come out. So the only way for Nykho to come back in now is if he is perfect. And he's got control. If he gets himself the rail, and if he can get to Enesy before he starts taking all of these armors, then something can be done. Oh, he's going to find him here. He's got a hit, though. Like, Nykho's hitting crap. I don't, he's got the rocket. He hits him on the left, and he has time for the rocket to hit him on the right, and he doesn't go for it. I'm confused, scared, concerned. Oh, there's dual wield. He's missing rails. Hit the goddamn shots. Hit the rail. Oh, there we go. He's looking so much better. I don't know why he went down there. As if the light was going to spawn. I'm pretty sure it got taken very recently. But the thing is now, he's got no stack. No control. No nothing. Oh, that's been some really nice damage. Oh, let's go, Nykho. That is what I am discussing at this stage. Oh, rockets are also good. There's a mega health up at the moment. Does Nykho know this? He does now. I think it's all over. Yeah, okay, no, it genuinely is now. That was a little bit, yeah. He popped off a bit too soon right there, and I think right there I'd call that GG, but we've actually seen some insane things so through this series, so I'd maybe hesitate to say that formally. Why are you going up here? Just go to the heavy. Wants ammo, but just go, mate. Time to bloody go. Just drop it. You gotta drop it like it's hot. Now just drop it. Okay, maybe not. Ooh, spicy. But he's gonna have to do some mad things. Heavy will be up in a moment. He's going over there now, but he's late for it, so his damage has got to be excellent. He's just got to clutch some rail. There's one rail. He's too scared to go for the next. Don't blame him. That's a little bit too much. Okay, that was good damage. I like a chase there. And he's now just got to chase. At this point, he's got to take all the risks. And Enesy's like feeding him stuff. Nykho's thinking, do I want to go for the heavy? He had to make a decision there, in my opinion. This is going to be really difficult. He had to just go for the heavy and then go for it, or commit to that fight. Don't tell me this is going to happen. Dude, you got to chase him. What are you... Why did you go that way? There's literally nothing there for you. There's no reason really for Enesy to go there. What's Enesy doing? What is he... Oh my god. Okay. Alright, it's over now. It's over. It's all over. If Nykho hits that rail, though, then it's not over. GG. G, 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 G. I'll go with the big G's right there for this game. That was good fun series.
You win.
I enjoyed this game. I enjoyed this game a lot. Looking at damage between them. Control very even. Definitely Enesy hitting a hell a lot more though. Okay. Let's figure out what's going on in the brackets. So the winner of this is going versus Ends. Has Cypher started his match yet? I almost don't want to go to that one because I think Cypher's going to smash Stone. I kind of want to go to Enesy Ends and then we'll go to that semi. We'll go Enesy Ends and then we'll